Hello, everybody. It's Frankie. Please excuse the red spot. I don't know what's going on there. Today is September 30th, 2013. I am 5 days out from surgery. I just having my surgery on the 26th, I believe, on Thursday. I feel great. Just wanted to come by and tell you a little bit about my journey so far. Um, well, besides to say, I had surgery on Thursday, but we left town here on Wednesday to go up and stay in the hotel. Um, Something that I wasn't expecting. I've heard a lot from everyone saying you're not going to be able to sleep the night before, or people are saying they didn't sleep the night before, or they're freaking out a lot the night before. And I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous the night before. However, I didn't do a whole lot of freaking out. I was actually tired, so I went right to bed, and woke up the next morning. Next morning, I woke up and I was feeling okay. Everybody, today's the big day. Let's go. Um, so that's what we did. We all got in the car and went. Um, Now, when we arrived at the hospital, we were sitting in the waiting room probably for about 10 minutes and got called back. And they took me back. We're into the prepping area where I met some of the nicest people I've ever met. My prep nurse, she was super, super, super nice. I believe her name was Vicky. Um, Excuse me, I keep feeling like I need to burp, but sometimes it doesn't come up. So, please excuse me. So yeah, I met the prep nurse. She was really nice. I asked her questions. I asked her all kinds of questions. Has anybody not woken up from anesthesia? Has anybody, died from the surgery? She was very honest with me. She said, not she's been there for 8 years, not since she's been there. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, she was very gentle with me. She put the IV in my hand so it didn't hurt as much. It burned a little bit for a while, but that eventually went away. And I thought that when I got in there, I was going to be crying and like sad and upset and everything. But I wasn't. I went in there, I was laughing, I was joking around with people. I was having a great time, in making everyone laugh. I got to talk to my anesthesiologist assistant, and he was a great guy. He was like super, super, super nice. Um, he had just this face of just calmness that, it was almost like he was a supermodel. It was like his face just exuded calmness and was just like, you know, I'm here to make everything okay and all better. And he was just great. Um, Now, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I spoke with him a long while too about some of the same questions I talked to my prep nurse, and he had told me the same thing, and he told me that you're gonna be fine. He's like the only way you're not gonna wake up is if you were like dead to begin with. He said that's the only way you're not gonna wake up, and you're going in very much alive and very much healthy, and so that made me feel very good. Then I talked to no. Then my doctor walked by. This is a funny story. My doctor walked by, and I waved to my doctor. I was like, "Hi." My doctor's a very professional man. He's quiet. He's he's very reserved. And the anesthesiologist assistant looked at my doctor and said, "Hey, what time did you even get in last night?" And he kind of looks at him. He kind of looks at him, and they don't really say anything in front of me. And then I looked at my mom. I'm like, "The doctor had a late night last night." So we didn't really put much into that. Um, we just laughed it off, and I was absolutely positive he was going to do a fantastic job, anyways. So then I got to speak to my anesthesiologist, and he was a great guy. He was very nice. Um, I asked him how old he was because and then I told him because the last anesthesiologist I had when I had anesthesia was like 35 and very blunt and rude with me. And I explained what he had told me, the other anesthesiologist, versus anything else. That, versus, I guess, what. Oh, I look good right here. Versus, versus, you know, what they do. My other anesthesiologist had said, you're so big, if I lose your airway, I probably won't get it back, all that stuff. And I told him all that, and he said, no, we're equipped for that. He's like, we do people your size and bigger all the time. So that was very reassuring. I was very comforted after that. Um, so then my doctor comes by, and I asked my doctor, I said, hey, I asked him some of the same questions. I said, do you think I'll be okay? You don't think I'm going to die? You think everything's going to be fine? My doctor was like, yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. And I kept asking him all sorts of questions, my high blood pressure, will that affect my, most likely will he be able to do it laparoscopically, lots of stuff. And he was like, yes, 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 yes. And he was just calming me down. I wasn't really excited though. I was still laughing and stuff like that and still having a good time. I do have some videos. I'm gonna put together a little compliment. I don't know what compliment. Whatever. I'm gonna put together a series of videos, showing you what I'm in, coming out, all that good stuff. So if I don't just put it on this video, I don't know. If it's already on this video, you know that I did it. If not, then you know that it's coming. So if you were friends with me on the drama-free weight loss surgery buddies, or you're friends with me on regular Facebook, you saw some of that. Um, so, anyways, getting right back to it, it's another nurse came in, the OR nurse, and she gave me an injection of what they call amnesia medicine, which didn't really give me amnesia, but when I think about it, it did, because when they wheeled me in, and she was super nice too, like super funny and super nice. They wheeled me in to the operating room. I remember going in the operating room, and I remember seeing my parents' faces, and they were kind of scared. Uh, I go into the operating room. You see, and here was where the fuzzy part comes in. I don't remember whether or not I got on the table, or if they moved me over, or what happened, because I was like, don't remember. I mean, I know they were strapping my arms down, but I couldn't really tell if they were or not, but I knew they were. And he's like, put your, anesthesiologist was the only one in there. He's like, put your neck back. So I was putting it back, and he's like, okay, put your neck back. And he's like, all right, now I want to see your airway. And so he was looking at my airway, and he's like, oh, okay, say ah. And I was doing all that. And then he tells me, okay, I'm gonna give you a little oxygen. And so I'm looking around the room, and there's nothing but like 21-year-old, 22-year-old, really young, really pretty nurses in there. And like there had to be like 5 or 6 of them. And I'm looking around the room going, wow, these girls are really pretty. I was like, I think I was so high I said that. I feel like I'm in a room with a bunch of angels, and they all laughed and stuff like that. And I said, you're all so pretty. And they were all just, giggling and stuff like that. And so he tricked me. He says, I'm going to give you some oxygen. I want to give you some oxygen before your surgery. And so he takes the mask, puts it on me. He's like, okay, breathe deeply. I want to give you some oxygen. And I was out. Don't remember a thing other than, you know, I don't really remember being wheeled out. If not for having the video of me being wheeled out, I don't think I would have remembered it. Um, so, anyways, they wheel me. And so, like, I get into recovery, and here's where things aren't so nice. I was in a massive amount of pain. Absolutely massive amount of pain. I must have been the gas. I can't tell you what it was, but I was in so much pain. And at one point, the nurse in there, who I don't think was very nice, but I couldn't tell, um, she told me, "You're gonna have to stop screaming. There's other people in here." Because I was like, "Ow, ow, I'm in so much pain." I can remember saying that. And I can remember like reaching out for someone's hand. I'm like, "Someone hold my hand. I'm in so much pain." Um, because usually when I'm upset or something, somebody holds my hand around here. Uh, usually my girlfriend or somebody like my dad or my mom or somebody will reach out and comfort me. Um, so I was looking for that, and then every time like a nurse would come close to me, I was like, "I'm in so much pain. Will you hold my hand, please?" And I must have been just a horrible patient. So that's that. I was just in so much pain I couldn't handle it. I was begging them, absolutely begging them to put me back out. I was like, "Please, please put me back under. Please put me back under." They wouldn't, of course. I got into the room, and my friend Christina was there, and she was super nice and helpful. Um, telling me, well, Christina was there along with my parents, along with my girlfriend. She was being super helpful because she had gone through this herself before, and she was telling me, just relax. You need to go to sleep. You need to fall asleep because I was like, I wanted pain medication so bad. Please excuse the dog. That's Shadow back there. He has to be a part of every video, apparently. He can't be left out of one. Okay, sorry about that. He's probably still gonna bark. But anyway, I can't pick him up right now, or else I would show him to you guys again. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, I was back in the waiting room, in the actual room, and I got to meet my friend Christina. I got to be there with my family and friends, and it was a real nice experience to see everybody again, to know that I had survived the surgery. And yes, I know everyone's gonna tell me, "See, you survived." Yes, I survived. I remember, this is a funny story, and if you ever get to hear Christina talk about it on YouTube or on Facebook, she'll tell you the whole story. But from what I'm told, I was so paranoid after my surgery. I was so scared that would fall asleep. I fell asleep, and what ended up happening, what ended up happening was, is my mother thought it would be a good idea to shut the window, and this is during the day because it was the morning. She thought it would be cool to shut the window. She thought that it would be good to give me a little bit more comfort by wheeling the window down, so get the block the light out. So she did that, and apparently I woke up feeling like I was dying. I thought like everything was going black. I thought I was dying. um, and I do remember that it was scary. Other than that, they finally started giving me the pain pump, and I started hitting that thing like there was no tomorrow. And I needed that pain medication to get through all of that because it was so difficult. However, as time went by and I got up and started walking and stuff like that, I know I must have annoyed the nurses to no extent, because I kept asking them, "Am I gonna be okay? What's going on? Is everything fine?" I kept asking all those questions. I was not too with it for a while. I remember, okay, then my best friend Chris came to visit, and he was there for a while. He actually spent the night with my girlfriend Jasmine in the room with me, and we were all there. I'd get up and down, and I'd walk around, and I'd eat ice chips, which was hard at first. Anything going into my stomach felt like pure torture. Um, so that was pretty much the whole hospital stay. Um, I got out, got discharged, said everything looked good. Um, so went back to the hotel room. So we were gonna leave till the next day. Um, Yeah, we weren't gonna leave till the next day. We didn't leave the day I was discharged. We left the next day. So I went to bed that night and woke up the next day. Immediately woke up and thought to myself, "Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do to myself?" Keep thinking about my stomach and stuff. But it would go away after a few minutes, because I figured at this point there was nothing I could do about it. I've already done it. It's not going to be reversed. So it's done. What's done is done. And so, and I knew ultimately it was for the best. It's for the absolute best. So, getting right back into the story, we spend all day there, do some things, get things together, and we were about to go home. We decided we were going to go home. Now, I was laying on the bed on one side because I figured I was tired because my parents had gone out to get me those stockings to travel in. And I was tired. I went to go lay down on the bed. Now, Jasmine, she had, it had slipped her mind. And people may say, how can this happen? But the way it happens is that, you're not used to someone being in pain all the time or just had surgery. It had only been like a couple days or a day since my operation. No, it had been a couple days because I spent a couple days in the hospital. I spent a whole night in the hospital, all 2 days, and so this has been like the start of day 3 after surgery. She had kind of like forgotten, that she couldn't get into bed the way she normally does. So she kind of plopped herself into bed and plopped me up, and oh my gosh, I was in some pain. So I ended up back in the emergency room again, where they did a whole another leak test on me. They did all kinds of new tests on me and cleared me, said I was just fine. Everything looked good. There was no leaks, no nothing. Just basically what my doctor said before. Everything looks good, no leaks, your incisions look good, everything looks good. I got a big CT scan, I believe that's what it was. I had to drink orange liquid, which didn't taste too bad. And we were ready for the ride home. Rode home for the 3 hours, got down twice, walked for about 10 to 15 minutes each time. Walked around, but my stomach was just in so much pain walking around. It felt so heavy, it felt so tight on the inside, which I'm going to hit on a little bit, for a couple more minutes because I don't want this to run into be a half an hour video. Um, so anyway, I'm home now, and I've been home for a few days, and I apologize for not making this video sooner. It's just that I've been adjusting to my new life. Basically, I've been reborn, and I need to learn how to do the regular things again. Learn to eat, learn to drink, make sure I stay hydrated, make sure I get enough protein, get enough, make sure I'm, taking good enough showers, because I have to have everything clean for my incisions, making sure I keep the dogs away from me, the cats away from me. So it's been kind of a little bit of a hard time. Learning to walk, making sure I have a cane here to make sure I don't trip or fall, that I always keep my balance. So it's been difficult, adjusting to my new life while I'm healing. Making sure I get up every half an hour to an hour to walk around. Making sure, because last thing I want is I don't want to get any blood clots. Knock on wood. Um, but other than that, what I wanted to say was I haven't had any nausea, except for maybe once in the hospital. So, I mean, there's been almost no nausea the entire time. I'm able to eat like puddings and applesauce, and because these are full liquids, these are considered full liquids. Puddings, applesauce, cream of wheat. I can eat those full liquids just fine. I eat them with a baby spoon and in 2 ounce forms. I can drink water. I sip it. I can. Within an hour, I could drink 20 ounces, which I need to drink about 64 a day. Um, Only complaints I have is I feel like I'm very tight on the inside, very gassy on the inside. I feel like I'm very, um, I like right in here. It hurts. You know, in my tummy, it feels tight. I worry about not eating too much or drinking too fast because I don't want to hurt my stomach. I had been coughing, because I got a tickle in my throat and I couldn't help but cough. Thankfully, my girlfriend and my friend Christopher had both said, "Put the pillow on your stomach. Put your pillow on your stomach. Cough, cough, cough." And I did, and that helped. So yeah. Anyways, from there, it's been smooth sailing. It's going really good, almost too good, and that's what, like, kind of gets me. I keep thinking to myself, I'm eating and drinking so well. Is it just leaking into me? Because I'm eating and drinking so well. Even though I know it's not. I'm a freak. I have a pulse. I have a pulse ox to check my blood oxygen. I have a thermometer. I have a blood pressure cuff. I have a stethoscope. I have everything to make sure that I'm okay. And I use them often to make sure everything's fine. I use my breathing machine. They gave me a little machine to breathe in to, keep my lungs strong. I use that every hour. And I've been doing well. So I just wanted to come by and tell everybody that I'm doing good. And I've been taking my medications. My hydrocodone for pain, which is amazing, and I don't have any refills. And I take liquid Centrum vitamins. That doesn't hurt me. I take liquid B12. That doesn't hurt me. Um, I take, I take my chewable citrus, or no, citrical um, vitamin. And they're chocolates, or little chocolates, are sugar free. I do all that, and it all has worked out to be pretty good and pretty nice. So here's to 5 days out from surgery, and thank you for watching. And I'll be sure to update you more a little bit later. And I'm glad I finally got this video out. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves, and thank you for watching.